Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Flipside with yours sincerely, Joy Chirendu Okbani. On today's episode, we'll be looking at entrepreneurial mindsets and turning our passion into profit. I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me a colleague and a friend, Wilson Omashore.
It's a pleasure being here, Joy.
Thank you for being here.
Alrighty.
Okay. So, in our society at the moment right now, finding a white-collar job is quite, a bit difficult. Young adults, youth, after school, after serving the country and all, finding work is quite difficult. So they have to now turn to other things, to make money, right? It's not just about money though, but they need to start doing something because there is no white-collar jobs available anywhere. So they have to learn something to make money out of it. So that is why we're going to focus today on entrepreneurial mindset, the mindset that an entrepreneur should actually have towards starting a business, towards life as a whole. So Wilson, how would you define an entrepreneur?
Well, I like going deep down to the basis where everyone can just flow, can just get that basic understanding, the simplest term you understand. Entrepreneur could be a businessman or a businesswoman when you do one or two things to make profit, when you do one or two things to add to whatever you have to make your life better. It could be you rendering services, it could be you selling goods, it could be you manufacturing anything, it could be you just getting involved in kind of an exchange that would just enhance your life positively. You could be an entrepreneur, and definitely you get to realize that we can put two and two together, you're heading somewhere. Business, just in short, business, making profit. That is what an entrepreneur is. Well, some persons may be like, look, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not an entrepreneur. Now, let me just break it down further. If you're a recharge card vendor,
yes,
you're an entrepreneur. If you are that woman by the roadside, frying bean cake, what you call akara, you're an entrepreneur. You understand? If you're a vulcanizer, man, you are an entrepreneur because you're doing something, exchanging service to get money. If you hawk newspapers along the streets, along the roads, Benin City, Lagos State, you just name it, you are an entrepreneur. If you're hawking pure water, you are an entrepreneur. So forget about this big grammar. As long as you are selling something, you're exchanging something to get something, you are an entrepreneur. That's just the basic of it all, you understand? But if you take a look at some persons, it could be in scales, it could be in format. You have the bigger ones, you have the medium size, you have the smaller one, and of course the smallest of all units, but all are connected because you start from that very much small, very small, the minutest unit, and you can expand your business to be a very, very large business owner. But definitely, if you're doing something to get a good or to get a service or to get money, you are an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Interesting. So, as you have said, it doesn't matter what you're doing, no matter how big, no matter how small it may be, you are an entrepreneur, yes?
Yeah.
So now, someone who has no idea, I don't know if you're a businessman, but obviously you're in the game, yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
So somebody who just wants to start a business, how should they go about it? How would you advise them to go about it? From what you know, how would you advise them?
All right, now there are various processes to really go through for one to really understand if he or she is ripe enough or strong enough to go into business. First and foremost, I would say having a picture in your heart, having a kind of a vision in your heart. What I mean vision, what you really want to do. What are those services you know that you can deliver with ease? What are those services you know that once you come up with it, definitely people will buy into it? Or better still, what are those things you feel or you know that people need that is not available at a particular point in time that you can provide to put money in your pocket? Or what you feel that you know you can do better, even others are doing it, you know that you have a greater idea on how to really dive into a particular business.
Make it creative.
Make it creative so you can outshine others already in the business. Now these are the things you just think about. Start with you having a picture of what you want. Then you have to go into research
on how it is
on
done.
how it's been done, because you get to think about others that are in the business already. Do you understand? How are they faring? What are the pitfalls of this business? What is the profit margin in this business? For how long can I be in this business to get to the next level, to expand the business? And one other important thing you should know, capital is very, very important, because you just can't tell me that you're diving into a business, you want to start up with billions or trillions of naira. No, you must only have something to fall back to. Sometimes your idea can give rise to capital. So do you have an idea? Now, how would that make that idea to generate capital? It's all about what you can do with your head. And time, they say, is very, very important. What portion of your time will you give to that particular business to nurture it? Yes, for it to grow. All these factors must put into consideration for you to really say, okay, fine, I'm set for this business. And don't forget, you have what they call shock absorbers in case it crashes. What are you going to do to recuperate? Because in the business world, there are so many uncertainties. We come to Nigeria, we have so many difficulties. Some will be like, oh, fine, I have this idea, but I lack capital. If I should go to the bank, get to hear where is your collateral. If I bring the collateral, the receipt of the collateral, are they genuine? Can we just do one of those with it to get our money back in case it just can't fall through? That is on one hand. Second hand, who do you know? You understand? They get to ask you, who is that person that will back you up, your shorty, your guarantor, whatever you want to call them. That, because people are like, I don't know this kind of things you want to get into. I don't know if you succeed. I know you've not been to this kind of business. What is the possibility that if you enter this kind of business, you will eventually succeed? Because my name is at stake here. If I should come as a guarantor or guarantor for you, then if anything goes all right, they'll come looking for me. So it gets people shying away. That's why if you don't want to succeed as an entrepreneur, see if you can just gather your money gradually. You go and look out for, bit by bit, look out for like minds, okay? You can go to your relative, explain to them, you should be praying that they should buy into your idea to support you. Potentials in it, you understand it? So it's like, it is quite tough really to be an entrepreneur in Nigeria. You have to be dogged, you have to be rugged, you have to be resilient, you have to be very, very tough, because sometimes or most times the going in the business environment is very, very tough. How tough are you? When you get to your breaking point, are you going to break or bend to stand straight again? So you have to consider so many factors before you venture into business. Yes, a single source of income doesn't cut it anymore. You have to have multiple sources of income. Now, how do you do it? You must solely start with one. You start from one, then you can start expatiating. But for that one to grow, you have to give it time. That means you have to make money from that one that you started with, nurture it. Then when things start growing, you cannot start diversifying. Don't say, hey, I want to have one source of income, and the ones you just started, you just started nurturing it, you want to them to do that one, you and the others will just crash where you don't have proper planning.
I think I'm an example of that, actually. I'm an example of that, because after serving and all, I was like, okay, what can I really do right now to, make money? Because after studies and all, of course, we're expecting white-collar jobs and all. But the thing is, learning a skill is very important. Very, very important. Because that way you can actually just find it within yourself. Okay, what am I really good at? What can I really do? What will I do so well that I will be happy doing this thing, and it's meeting up to demands of my audience, meeting up to demands of people around me.
You know what, Joy? Learning a skill is very, very important. Yes. But how do you not convert that skills to money?
That's what we're about. That's what we're about right now.
How do you do? Because it is better for you to use sometimes 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, sometimes even 20 years to plan it. To plan. So once you start, you hit the ground running. Some people are just watching in a hurry, get to be like, okay, maybe this good is like, is what is in vogue in the market. They just jump into it because others are making it. One again, you crash. Because you didn't do enough research. You didn't do enough background check to get to know how these guys are making it. You didn't care to know how much they're falling, how often they failed previously before they now said, look, they've learned from their mistake. They are now masters of the game. You don't want to jump into it. If you are in that category, you will crash. Some believe in copying and pasting business. Business is not like that. You understand? You can start little. Sometimes you need to fall back because you're like still studying the terrain. You need to know what people need, how to convince them to let them know that they really need what you have to offer. That's a conviction comes into play. Maybe I have an idea. To you don't know if you need that idea. Now, the power of me convincing you that yes, that you need that thing I'm selling to you, that is another part of the game. Having a skill is not enough.
No,
How do you sell the skills to make money?
So having a skill is there, and also knowing how to sell out your
Yes.
skill.
Marketing the skills,
Marketing the
yes.
skill is there. So you're saying just like the 4 P's in marketing.
Yeah.
So it has to be in place.
In place.
To make it work. Okay. So just like I was saying earlier, but that was an example of, you know, the planned and failed. I have planned so many things. Like I was like going into hair, going into makeup, going to photography, all at the same time, not doing my research.
It just cannot work.
It could not work.
It just can't work because you like scattered here and there.
Eventually it crashed because I went in all at once.
At once.
So I had to learn that, okay, I should have stuck to one that I'm very comfortable with,
Yeah.
learn from it, research more on it before going into it. And also there's this thing called risk taking. You know, in business you have to take risk. So I felt, okay, maybe taking that risk was worth it. You know, okay, let me just risk it, let me just do it.
Yeah.
So what would you say about that? You know,
Risk taking.
taking.
Well, you know what? When I take a look at some persons, they'll be like, well, Wilson, this is what I want to go into right now. I ask the person, first of all, do you have the mind to suffer and endure losses? That's what look at me. You mean I'm going to pay? My brother, my sister.
It's definitely going to be losses.
Do you have the mind to absorb the pressure if you crash? If the answer is yes, then you are ready as a businessman. Have that at the back of your mind. It's like, you know, a psychological shock absorber. You get the point? Now you talked about risk. Business really is a risky venture.
It is.
But the amount of risk you take matters a lot. Some risks are foolish. You just can't tell me that you have 5 million. You just put the 5 million into a particular venture. Everything.
Everything all at once.
You're not smart.
Well, that's not smart.
It's not smartness at all. What if you start with just 1 meal? You have the many 4 to yourself. See if you can build up on that 1 meal. You understand? Then if it crashes, you have to fall back to it. Even if it crash, you just can't lose all. You have some remnant. You see, you have 4 million in your account, plus the remnant you use. You have to think about another way.
How to get it back.
How to get the money back and how to do that same business if that's what you really want to do. Or go to the next business. Some people be like, okay, I want to go into a business venture right now. I need like 50 million. But like, what kind of a business do you want to do? And you get to realize that in that kind of business, they can start with just maybe 5 mil.
5 mil.
So I want to put 50 million into what kind of business you've not researched on because you're seeing A do it. They say, no, I want to knock A off business. It doesn't work that way. You don't have A's contact. You don't know what he has gone through. So you start off small. You start by taking little risks. Before you now develop into like, you know, big risk. Before you take that big risk,
you have to also
know that you have something you fall back to.
Not just go in on one.
If you don't have anything to fall back to, if that thing crashes, if you're not strong enough psychologically, your blood pressure will start shooting before you know it again. God forbid you'll be 6 foot below because you gave it all. So you have to like consider the risk you're taking. Some risk, they are smart risk, while some, they are foolish. So the big question now is, as a businessman or woman, what kind of risk do you want to take? Because these are the things you put into consideration. I have 50 mil. There's a business I want to like, you know, pursue, but the way things are going in the country, economic crunch, hardship, to be foolish of me to put all the 50 million in that business.
All at once.
Let me just start with 5 or maybe 6. Let's see how it will go.
Let's see how it goes.
You understand? Because like, you know, business, before it becomes solid, is like a testing ground. You may have the right business, but in the wrong environment, you're going to fail. Because people will not appreciate it now. You have to work harder enough to convince people in that particular environment that they need this thing. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, calculation, advertisement, conviction, you just name it. Now, if you don't have the patience, you put everything, a right business in the wrong environment, what happens?
It fails.
It fails. So you see, everything is calculation. You may have an idea. You may have 2 ideas. Take our time to research on these ideas. Test the waters to know how to go about it.
Okay, beautiful. And as a business person, it's advisable to, you know, be creative, innovative, have this mindset, okay, let me try this out. Let me beautify these things. Ask for people's opinion. Ask for, okay, how do you see this thing? Should I package it like this? Or should I do this like this? So, you know, buying and selling is not just buying and selling. You have to do your research, like we've been saying since, you know, the research is there, the connections too is there. You have to reach out to people. You have to study what you're going into, not just dive into it, okay? And also, as you know, earning from your passion is what it's about right now. So if you have something you like, something you want to learn, something you want to go into, go for it, but learn it well. Do research on it properly before just diving in all straight. Imagine you have just 50K in your account, 50,000 in your account, and you just put it all once into, let me say, selling of clothes. How are you going to get it back? What if it's just going to be there and just run out of stock and nobody's really demanding for the line you had gotten? So you have to know what is in trend, what's happening, be creative, innovative, be curious to know more, be curious to learn, because in life you have to unlearn and relearn. So when you unlearn, you learn unlearn some certain things, and you relearn other things concerning business, concerning whatever it is you're really going into, and having a mindset that, okay, I can do this thing. But that doesn't mean you should go and just pour everything in and, you know, fall into a trap.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go down to the challenges of going into business. So, Mr. Wilson, what are the challenges do you think that an entrepreneur can face in a business?
All right, now I like to bring it down to geographical location. If not geographical location, I have to bring it down to Nigeria, then straight down to Edo State, because partners in Edo State might have, you know, have the same effect in all that states. Speaking about Nigeria, generally doing business in Nigeria, it's a tough call.
It is. It
is a tough call in the sense that you have so many challenges, ranging from inadequate power supply. That is like one of the bane of artisans, one of the bane of you know, salon owners, one of the bane of persons dealing on beverages. You just name it, because you need power supply to either weld, you understand, to chill their beverage if you want to sell, you know, to enter into production. Generally speaking, production entails power. And now it's like we've not gotten there yet in terms of the country's power supply. See a businessman complaining, see a businessman crying, be like, look, almost 24 hours of the day I'm on diesel because of production, and that's going to make the production cost to shoot. And once that shoots, do we have customers who are able to like bear the brunt? Because whatever they spend in producing the particular goods is the consumers that eventually bear the brunt. They're going to put everything into that particular price in terms of the particular goods. But some persons may not even have the money to buy, you see. And if you keep on producing at a high cost, nobody's patronizing you, definitely you're going to fold up.
Imagine.
To the extent that people are like looking for how to get cheap source of energy, they're going to leave the shores of the country. They're going for other countries that have this cheap source of energy that is constant. Because think about diesel, compare you powering your production plant diesel and compare it to when you have steady power supply. The cost implication is done is so elaborate as saying that the cost disparity is so large. You understand, many of businessmen just cannot cope with it. Even when they have passion for the particular thing they are doing, it could be production. They have passion for it. They know what to do. They know the fine-tuning to do to, like, you know, produce wonderful goods and service. But if there is no power supply, then that ended up depending on generating power generating search. You know, diesel. Definitely, you know the cost of 1 liter of diesel. Maybe you need just 30 liters per hour.
So you're saying power is a major reason why?
It's a major, one of the major factors. Yes, power is like, once you're able to fix power, definitely over 50% of the problem been solved. Imagine. Because once you have power, the little artisan there can just know what to, one or two things, cheaper price, make money. The one that's cutting heavy to do something, the salon, everyone, even people that are producing soap, producing detergent, producing so many other things, they use power. If they can't get that, the economy will start coming alive in a very, very fast way. You understand it? Because there is adequate power supply. You can't expect a man or woman that is struggling, you understand, to keep business afloat. He should start looking for money also to go and get diesel to power his or her plant. That is killing the business. That is power on one hand. On one hand. If you take a look at the security situation, that is another thing challenge people are, like, you know, considering. Peradventure, you are in a community whereby, yes, you have this passion. You're trying to profit, you're making a lot of money all of a sudden. there was a breakdown in law and order, or you have serious security situation or challenge, who would be want to live in a particular environment? Everybody will leave. And business can only thrive if you have humans to come do business with you. Even you as an entrepreneur in a particular environment, you may just end up becoming a target. Like, oh, he or she has money. If we can just go kidnap him or her, he's going to bring out. You understand? So it's like it's crazy. So once people get so scared, they don't want to relocate. That's happening to some of our companies in this country. Be like, look, power challenge, insecurity, we just can't take it anymore. We have to leave. Do you understand? Another thing again you look into is the Forex.
Forex?
Yes. Foreign exchange. Do you understand? Because some persons, they deal with international markets. For them to bring it down to Nigeria, you know, it's a telecommunication company. They work with dollars. All these other guys is so coming in from Euro, pounds. Now, if you now take a look at the exchange rate, you bring in something here using pounds and the rest of them to the country, and discover that the naira is just getting weaker. They're trying to make it stronger. If you now make profit, what are you going to repatriate? Is it going to be the same pounds? But when you discover that the naira is so weak, you just can't meet up because of the disparity. You understand? That's what I'm talking about, because the exchange rate is not favorable to business owners doing business with clients overseas. So it's like, apart from the exchange rates and the naira just like, you know, not being so strong, you get to realize that other factors even contributing to this particular difficulty. You know, we'll talk more about it after this break.
Definitely,
so to speak.
Yeah. After this break, we'll be right back. Just stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
Entrepreneurs have some unique qualities, and it's a good idea to think about whether you might already have some of these qualities or want to develop them. We can review some of these qualities now. For a more in-depth look, please explore some of the great resources mentioned in this podcast, or take the Entrepreneur Potential Self-Assessment available through your local Small Business Enterprise Center. The first key quality is being confident and enthusiastic. Entrepreneurs know they have something to contribute and are confident and optimistic they have the skills and determination to do so. Believing in yourself is important, but many people don't feel self-confident, some or all the time. Even successful entrepreneurs have moments of doubt. Boys and Girls Clubs can help with this. If you would like to find ways to explore and develop your strengths and skills, please contact your local Boys and Girls Club or other child and youth serving organizations in your community. The second key quality is being creative, imaginative, and vision-oriented. Entrepreneurs have a vision for where they want to go, what problems or issues they want to solve, and creative and imaginative ideas about how they might get there. The third quality is being motivated and determined. Entrepreneurs have a strong desire to achieve their goals and are motivated and determined to do so. The fourth key quality is being willing to build networks. Entrepreneurs know it takes a village of peers and mentors to help launch a successful business. They know that building networks can help to create a customer base for their business as well. The fifth key quality is being willing to take responsibility and take calculated risks. Entrepreneurs are willing to take responsibility for planning and launching a business to achieve their goals, and they know that there is some risk involved in doing so. They plan carefully and seek support from peers and mentors to minimize financial and other risks. The sixth key quality is perseverance. Entrepreneurs know that creating and sustaining a business takes determination for the long haul. They are willing to persevere to achieve their dream of becoming their own boss, pursuing their passion, and making the world a better place.
But what if I decide that I don't want to assume the responsibility for starting my own business? What then?
Every young person has something special to contribute to the world. As an entrepreneur, employee in someone else's business, or in their nonprofit sector, in their families and communities. The key is to decide what you want to contribute. Set your goals, develop your plan, and seek support. Getting support along the way is important. Whatever you want to do, Boys and Girls Clubs and other organizations can help.
Various factors go into starting a company, including a strong concept and initial funding. But perhaps most important is the entrepreneur, who must take charge of turning an idea into an operational business. While there's no single personality profile that describes every entrepreneur, there are certain characteristics shared by those who succeed. The first is curiosity. Rather than settling for what they think they know, curious entrepreneurs ask questions and challenge the status quo to discover opportunities. With curiosity comes the need for structured experimentation. As opportunities arise, entrepreneurs must determine if they're worth pursuing. They do so by conducting thorough market research and running tests to validate ideas and gauge their potential. Entrepreneurship is an iterative process. New challenges and opportunities emerge at every turn. Entrepreneurs must evaluate and adapt to circumstances so their businesses can keep moving forward when unexpected changes occur. They also have to make difficult decisions and stand by them. Entrepreneurs are responsible for overseeing every aspect of their business, from funding and strategy to resource allocation. Being decisive doesn't mean having all the answers, but rather confidently making decisions and seeing them through. If outcomes are less than favorable, taking corrective action is just as important. Great entrepreneurs are aware of their strengths and weaknesses. Rather than let shortcomings hold them back, they build well-rounded teams that complement their abilities. In many cases, it's the team, not the sole entrepreneur, that drives a venture's success. Entrepreneurship comes with inherent risk. Many things can go wrong, but also go right. The key is to manage the relationship between risk and reward. Entrepreneurs must be comfortable with navigating some level of uncertainty. It's estimated that nearly 75% of new startups fail. The reasons are vast and encompass everything from flawed business models to lack of focus or motivation. While many of these risks can be avoided, some are inevitable. Successful entrepreneurs are prepared for and comfortable with failure. Rather than let fear hold them back, the possibility of success propels them forward. Being comfortable with failure doesn't mean successful entrepreneurs give up easily. Instead, they see failures as opportunities to learn and grow. What differentiates successful entrepreneurs is their willingness to learn from mistakes, continue to ask questions, and persist until they achieve their goals. Innovation often goes hand in hand with entrepreneurship. Some of the most successful startups have taken existing products or services and drastically improved them to meet the market's changing needs. By developing innovative thinking skills, entrepreneurs become well-equipped to spot opportunities. Some think of entrepreneurship as simply starting a business. While a venture's early stages are critical to its success, an entrepreneur's work doesn't end once it's operational. It takes dedication and drive to sustain it and achieve lasting success.
Welcome back to another episode of Flipside. With yours sincerely, Joy Chirendu on independent television. And with me, I still have a bit, yes, Wilson or Marshall. And we've been talking since concerning, business, how, the mindset to have towards business when going into it, how to start it, what to consider, and the challenges. And while we were on break, yes, we played a short clip concerning the challenges and qualities and also characteristics an entrepreneur should actually consider and have before going into business. So now, the question I have for you is when you were talking about challenges, the power, the currency and all, the production and everything else, how can or rather an entrepreneur right now, how can they not keep a positive mindset with all these challenges on the way as a Nigerian?
All right. Now, Nigerians, we are built to be tough, rugged, dogged. Most of us are really, really determined to make our visions, dreams a reality. So, as a businessman that have passion for what he's doing, that passion should be the sustaining factor, despite the challenges.
Despite the challenges.
Tell yourself that, look, if I'm going to this venture, it's not going to be rosy all the way.
Of course.
There will be challenges.
Definitely.
But psychologically, you have to build your mind. You call it the muscle of the mind. You have to build it to absorb any form of pressure. And once you're able to put that in place, definitely, no matter what comes your way, you're able to weather the storm because you're prepared for it.
Yeah.
You understand? Let the love or passion of a particular business be the driving force. Don't let anything to tamper with that love, because if anything to tamper with the love, that is the end of the business. Because the love gives you that strength, that energy, that zest, that hope, that no matter what is going on, eventually that business must see the light of the day. Because you have so much challenges, so many discouraging factors. But if you look far above these challenges, you'll be the businessman or the businesswoman that the next generation will look up to, because you have so much to tell, so much to talk about. And always surround yourself with people that have this like mind.
Like mind.
People that encourages you, okay, fine, you are doing this, how is it going? Well, it's not going the way you plan, not to worry, just keep at what you're doing. Don't give up, don't give in, look for other ways to do it. It could be your parents, it could be your uncle, your aunt, your best friend, your buddy. You understand? Just have someone you can just talk to. Say, look, this is what I'm experiencing. Yeah, so what do I do? I'm sure the other person's in the same field. So that,
they can have
so that when the person start talking, be like, what do you know about business? You're not even having a business enterprise. You're telling me what to do. Look for people that are in that same line of business. Yes, talk to them. Advice on how to go about it. You understand? Because no man is an island.
At all.
So you have to go out there when you're down, seek for advice. This is what I'm going to in this business. And strangely, well, I say excitedly, everything is online.
It is.
Just Google, this is it, this is what I'm passing through.
This is what I want to do.
You understand? This is what I want to do. All these are the challenges I'm facing. How do you overcome it? Get to see somebody just coming up. You understand? Okay, this, have you tried this? Have you done this? Have you done? But most importantly, the joy of doing that business should be safeguarded. Protect that joy at all costs. Because if that joy dies, that business dies, because you start losing interest. And once you start losing interest, that is the end of the business. So no matter what, just have this mentality. One day it will be better. Keep pressing. Mind you, take constructive risk. If you want to make foolish decision, foolish risk taking,
for all the money you have in
you will not blame anybody because you're like something like you goofed. You understand? I've been giving the example, you have 50 mil, you want to go into this business, put everything in that business. No. You need to have your backup in case one thing goes wrong. You also need to fall back to. You understand it? Because Nigeria today, things are getting tougher. You have to be tough also.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt.
To withstand the pressure. Because every businessman knows this, all right? But they have one particular key that works for them.
What's
every smart businessman will always go for what the people need.
What they need.
Yes. They wouldn't want to waste time to convince you that you need A, B, C. They look at what you need. And they know that this is what you need, or what is lacking in that society, so they can easily
provide for it.
Provide for it, and they'll be making money.
The demand is not high.
Yeah. So it takes skills, it takes knowledge, it takes so many things for you to survey the environment. Okay, fine. This is a local area, Benin City, or this is Lagos, this is Kano, or this is Accra, or this is Kenya, Nairobi. You know, this is Cape Verde. What do they really want?
What they want.
You get the point. Now, if you need to, like, you know, key into what they want, you're halfway through. Now, you providing what they want, that is another method. Okay, now, okay, this is what they want. Now, how do I make them to see that at this cost, they will not complain about it. They'll still buy from me. You know the point now? How will you convince them that you are the one that is the best in this kind of thing that they need? It's all about you knowing where to put your foot per time. If you put your foot in the muddy environment, either you sink or you sleep.
True.
So you really have to know what they want. If you are a young entrepreneur, don't waste so much time in trying to do something that will take you more time to convince a client that he or she needs it. Look at what that client needs that is not available. Key into it.
Key into it.
That's all. That's the easy way. That if you are strong enough financially, and you know these people don't know they need this until you bring it up, then you can now start taking that risk of bringing the particular service or goods. Then you now start convincing them of the importance. Then you now start convincing them of the price, because they don't know the need of it.
They don't know the need.
But if you are just starting, look out for those things. People must drink water.
Definitely.
People must eat. They must make calls. Of course, rainy season, umbrella, raincoat, plastic shoes. These are what people do at this point in time. You can start off with one pair.
But knowing this generation, they'll be like, me, sell umbrella, me, sell this and all.
No, right now they're becoming smarter.
They're becoming smarter.
Because look, nobody wants to anymore. Just sell something, get money. Because you want to say, I'm a PhD holder, I'm a degree holder. That will just kill you.
If everybody's selling, then who's buying?
Good question. If everybody's selling, the question now is, how are you doing the sales? We may have the same product.
Yes, we do.
But do we have the same mouth?
No.
Do we have the same conviction?
Marketing strategy.
Do you have the marketing strategy? I can tell you, forget about joy. You're having, but mine is better. Why? I can give you some discount. Or mine is better because this is the original. If you put it on for the next 2 years, you'll not get spoiled.
Even if it's a lie.
Yes. I'm not saying you should lie to them, because that's the truth. It's not losing customers.
But majority of
Tell them the truth.
Marketing, they ought to lie.
No, you don't need to lie.
You don't need to lie.
You don't lie in business. You know why? When you lie in business, you realize that in business, you are not the only one doing that particular kind of business. Eventually, they'll find out the truth. And once they find out the truth, you lose a particular customer. And when you say,
tell somebody
thank
else,
you.
tell somebody
When you say,
else.
after all, it's just one person, I can do without you. When that person, God have mercy on you, put his or her mouth, to say that this person is a bad businessman, look at what happened to me using this product, don't go to the next day, before you know it again, bad news spreads like wildfire. You lose all your customers.
Immediately.
Yes, because you started the foundation on lies. So you have to tell them the truth. Okay, if I know Joy is doing this, I'm doing this, but this is the advantage of buying from me. And they'll see it. Okay, Joy be like, she's a businesswoman, yes, we do all the same goods, and Joy will always tell you, pay me once. Okay, for me, you can pay me 3 times.
Instrumentally.
Yeah, because you are doing the same business. How convincing are you? Marketing. Both of us can be marketing, but I have this knowledge, I have this skills, I have this oratory to convince you. Some be like, don't confuse us, please. I don't know, I'm not confusing, I'm trying to convince you. No, just buy. You get the point? So it's all about you having this passion for what you're doing. Number 1. 2, having the money to make that passion into a reality. 2, number 3, how to market that passion that is now into fruition for people to accept it. The easiest thing to get into, for starters, what people need. Go to that environment, survey the environment, know what they need. If you show me that it's not there at all or it's in short supply, then you key into it. It's all about being smart.
Just about being smart.
Yeah, be smart.
Mind you, whatever you sell, actually, it is advisable to know how to package. You know, packaging is very necessary, because this is our generation now. Just imagine it's bean cake, normal akara and all.
Yeah.
You know, they feel too fly. I mean the word fly. They feel too fresh. To actually just go, oh, mom, give me akara. So the packaging matters.
Yes.
If
packaging,
I was, hold up. If I was selling akara, the way I will package it, it's to entice you to want to buy it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what generation we actually say, no, I'm too high for all this,
Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
they will come down to buy because the packaging matters. So being creative in what you're doing, being innovative, being flexible, able to adapt to your environment that you are actually surveying to, going to that business, it's going to go a long way when you know how to package your goods. Packaging is what is everything, actually. Even if the product may not be so good, yeah, the packaging alone will entice you to want to buy
Hold on, Joy. Packaging is good.
Yes, it is.
But measure that the quality of that thing you want to sell. Do you have this value in terms of providing for that particular need? The kind of packaging you're giving to it. At first, they can be thrilled by the packaging, but when they taste what you have, they're like, what is this?
What is it?
Your packaging must be able to present that particular taste,
Quality that is given.
quality of what you are rendering. Because what's enough packaging if the good is, sorry to say the word, rubbish?
Rubbish, true.
You get the point. So it must be of quality. Then you not add packaging. Then you can return your customer. If you have good packaging and the good is not up to the side of the packaging, you're going to lose them because someone else will see through it. Okay, fine, nice packaging. I can replicate this. Mine's better. I'll put mine there.
Together.
Simple. And the person will be ahead of you.
True.
So you see, it's all about dotting your I's and crossing your T's in business. Business is simple and it's difficult, depends on the side you choose to fall to. You understand it? Sometimes starting off can be very, very difficult, especially to convince people the need for them to buy from you. But if it's what they need, if it's what is lacking, it's easier. People must make calls. Yes. People may be like, okay, fine. Jet age, I just can't cook. People want to go for fast food.
True.
Some people are just business on noodles. No, some very smart to be like, fine, I have pap. Come get this pap. They'll do it very well. Package it, neat plate, take. Get bread, take. People must eat.
Definitely.
All these little things that people tend to underestimate. I would normally go to. Ask an average restaurant operator today how he or she is faring when you have enough persons passing through that particular road. Especially when the person knows the business of cooking, packaging, and pricing. You know the story.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we round up here, it's almost time for us to start leaving the studio. What about the attributes, attributes or that an entrepreneur should actually have as a person?
Just be resilient. That's all. The resilient, just be like, no matter what, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. I won't give up. Keep pressing forward. That's just it.
And that is it.
That's it.
Be resilient. Okay, so before we round up, I'm just going to say this to all my viewers, is that find your passion, find within you what is it that you actually like, that you want to do, you want to venture into, research on it like we've been saying since, know the cons and pros, the advantages, disadvantages, know the environment you want to put your business in, and trust me, it's going to go places once you know well that, okay, this is it. Learn it very well. Research on it. Keyword, research, because research will actually help you, go further, go places, and also learn how to network. Go beyond your comfort zones to reach out to people who are already in these businesses. It's not because, okay, I must know this person. You don't have to know the person personally, but you can actually go out to places, go to events. Don't just sit down in your house and be using your phone to research. Your customers will not come and meet you there. Your clients will not come and meet you there, so you have to go out. Network is another keyword for you to learn. So thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for having, it's here. Okay, we're here for you, right? Okay, this is a wonderful episode on Flipside. And till next time, stay blessed. Bye for now.